y'all for joining me today. Today I'm going to do a little bopping with my copper bopper, and I had a buddy of mine stop by and drop me off a nice flint rock, and I had a request for a video on making or flint napping a spearhead. So basically what I'm trying to do is work this down, a core rock down, to be able to get my flakes to make some arrowheads, and hopefully I'll get a piece big enough where I can make a nice spear point. And right off the bat, I'd like to let everybody know, that I don't claim to be no expert when it comes to flint napping. I myself am learning too. I'm just trying to share a little in my learning experience and some little tricks that I've been learning as I go, trying to figure this out. And I hope everybody out there, at least gives it a try. And I mean, you can't expect everything to always come out perfect. I have stuff break all the time on me and get it worked down, and it happens. But let's do a little experimenting and see if we can come up with some flakes. Use my copper bopper. Basically, what I figured out is you want to try to just barely clip the edge to where it breaks the flake off. Yes, I know I'm making a mess, but I'll clean it up when I'm done. Yeah, you have to be real careful because a lot of these pieces are real sharp. This is the other half. We'll give this a whack. That'd make a nice little saw blade. So I'd like to say thanks to a friend of mine that brought me this rock. It was this is the other half. I split it in half, and then I've been napping down on the edges. And as you can see here, these are I got a lot more flakes than just this out of this, but these are the ones I feel that are the most suitable for making things out of. For instance, stuff like this, and that would flint nap down into a pretty nice little arrowhead. And this one I might decide to make a saw blade or something out of, because that's got pretty good length. And I think this one right here is going to be my piece that I'm going to use to try to make a spear point. That one's a really nice flake, real thin. And a lot of people sometimes overlook smaller ones, like stuff like that. I mean, that's almost a already made little arrow point. I mean, a person wouldn't have to do nothing and can use that just the way it is. So basically what I do is I try to find core rocks, I break them up into flakes, and then I skim through my flakes and see what's pretty much the easiest to work on. Something that's not going to take a whole lot of work to work down, and I just start napping from there. I mean, maybe as my skill set gets a little more advanced by practicing over and over, until I get to that point, I'm just going to have to start out with pieces that are pretty easy to use. And that's what I would recommend for everybody else to do if they're just starting out or learning or wanting to get into this. That right there could almost be used as a spear point by itself. That's sharp enough. You really wouldn't have to. I mean, you could stab something if you needed to defend yourself against a wild animal or something like that. That'd be no problem if you had that tied to a big stick. That person might could work the edge down just a little bit and make a little better point, and use that just the way it is almost. So I think that's part of learning some of the skills in wilderness survival type situations, because you're going to have to learn to use things as you find them, and use the resources that are available to you in that type of situation. So the more knowledge that you can gain in different aspects like this, working down for tools and stuff, the more you can learn to help you in the wilderness or just everyday, situations. And I mean, you never know when your car is going to break down and get stranded, and you never know if there's going to be bad storms and floods coming, and I mean, nowadays you just don't know. And it's definitely something worthwhile doing. I mean, it's a good way to spend some time. It's pretty relaxing. I recommend everybody to try to give it a try. I'd just like to remind everybody to cherish your friends and your family, because what you have today might not be here tomorrow. Y'all take care, be safe, and God bless. Thanks for watching.